What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide and the three toughest opponents that these sports writers seem to think Alabama will have in 2023. First of all, this article starts us off talking about teams that they didn't put on the list and why they didn't put those teams on the list as one of the three toughest opponents for Alabama heading into the 2023 season. And the first two it talks about is Ole Miss and Mississippi State, the two Mississippi teams. And they basically say that neither the Bulldogs or the Rebels will have the talent or the roster to beat Alabama in 2023. And you know, I agree with that. Next, they talked about Tennessee. It says the Vols offense in 2023 will try to be close to what it was last season, with minimal scheme adjustments. Hyper scheme orchestrated by a less talented quarterback will meet an Alabama defensive plan that will be much improved over last season. That better plan will mean better execution by the Tide's defense. I agree with that. I think Joe Milton is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's a Hendon Hooker. I don't care how far he can throw the ball. I don't think he'll be as good as Hendon Hooker was. I know Joe Milton can throw. I know he can run. But Hendon Hooker, that's why Hendon Hooker was the starter last season. I'll just put it that way. Tennessee don't have Jalen Hyatt no more. They don't have Cedric Tillman no more. I think another receiver left also. But they're all bringing Brew McCoy back, okay? Plus, I feel like they need to work on that defense too. Because the defense wasn't all of that last season. Hence, that's why we scored 49 points on them. Now, granted, they scored 52. Our defense wasn't all that last season, and it haven't been that way the last 4 or 5 seasons under Pete Golden, okay? But I feel like under Kevin Steele, our defense will be much improved because Kevin Steele runs a whole different type of defense than what Pete Golden was running, okay? Plus, last year, boy, the past 2 years, our defense was just terrible. Like I say, miscommunication, misalignment, offensive and defensive penalties was crazy. So, but I think our defense will be much better this season. But like this reporter say, all Tennessee is going to do is try to emulate what they did last season. All right, run that fast-paced offense, what some people call a gimmick offense. Okay, I don't know what to call it. I just call it fast-paced. Okay, but I don't think it's going to work this season, my opinion. All right, plus I don't think they have the talent on offense to do the same thing that they did last season. But anyway, there was Tennessee. They didn't make the list, and then they talked about Auburn, the Iron Bowl, which we know Auburn, they ain't going to do nothing. I know they got Hugh Freeze. It is what it is. Says Freeze has improved the roster, but not enough. Going into the Iron Bowl with 5 or 6 maybe wins, Auburn will not upset Alabama. And that's a fact. Auburn ain't good enough to beat Alabama. Not right now anyway. I don't care that they do have Hugh Freeze. But anyway, let's get to the three opponents, the three toughest opponents Alabama supposedly going to have in 2023. On that list, at the bottom, they got Texas A&M. You know, Texas A&M went 5-7 last season. I think they underachieved dramatically last season. They had the talent to be a better team. What was going on? I don't know. But anyway, it says that the Aggies have the talent to be much better than last season. Even with an abysmal 5-7 record, the A&M scoring defense and pass defense was quite good. Not in my opinion. The biggest obstacle for A&M defense in 2022 was the Aggies offense. If Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher can coexist, the Aggies can be much better. I think they can be much better anyway. Even if they didn't get Bobby Petrino, I think they would still be much better. That's just my opinion. 5-7, That's not good. I think they would still be much better without Bob Petrino this year, even if Jimbo was calling the plays like he always do. But anyway, defensive last year, I don't think that was very good. Maybe because the offense couldn't stay on the field long enough for them to get rest. Maybe that's why they wasn't good, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, okay? So I feel like Texas A&M are going to be much better this season. If Texas A&M can play everybody the way they play Alabama, they can beat a lot of teams. It seems like they on a whole different level when they play Alabama. Okay? Remember 2021 they beat us. 2022 it came down to the last play. So, but I think they'll be better. But I don't think they going to beat Alabama because I just feel like this Alabama team got a different mindset than the previous 3 or 4 years. Okay? Now, that leads me back to all the talking that Alabama players was doing last season coming into the 2022 season, had us Alabama fans hyped up. I ain't listening to that no more. I'm not listening to that. I'm just going by what I know, the type of defense that Kevin Steele run, and I know that Tommy Reese is going to run a balanced attack, and he's going to use every asset on the offense, not just want to put the quarterback in the shotgun and throw the daggone ball. He's going to use play action pass. He's going to use the run game. He's going to use the tight ends. So that's why I'm confident coming in to 2023. Next, they talk about LSU. Brian Kelly beat us last season. All fine and dandy. It is what it is. LSU lost some people. They bringing back some people. Okay. LSU for us, they bringing back Jaden Daniels, quarterback. I wasn't convinced of him all the way through the middle of last season, but then, hey, he got better every game, and hey, he convinced me that he's a pretty good daggone quarterback. But they wide receiver room, you know, they lost Keyshawn Butte. He didn't do too much anyway last season, but they still got Malik Neighbors, man. Malik Neighbors, last season had over 1,000 yards, 1,017 yards, 3 touchdowns, 72 receptions, man. Against UAB, he had 129 yards receiving. Against Georgia, he had 128 yards receiving. And in the Citrus Bowl against Purdue, he had 163 yards. So he can be that guy. He just may be their number 1 receiver coming into the season. And they got who else? Kareem Lacey, a transfer. I think he transferred in last year from Louisiana Lafayette. And last year for LSU, 28 receptions, 364 yards, and his last year with the Cajuns, he had 364 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving. Okay, so he can come in, contribute, hey, and possibly make the LSU offense, receiving core better. Then you got Shelton Sampson. He's new to the team. He recruited him. They recruited him. He's a 4-star. So in 2022, he caught 79 passes, over 1,100 yards, 18 touchdowns. So will he get into playing time his freshman season? I don't know. They got Kyle Parker. So another highly touted recruit who last year, 72 passes, over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. So those guys possibly can get on the field. All right. Plus, they got Aaron Anderson transferred from Alabama. He's a Louisiana native too. So they got offense. As far as they running back room, John Emery Jr. is back. So hey, hey, they got some people coming back. Then they got Josh Williams. So he transferred in from Houston. So and during the 2022 season, he had 97 yards for 532 yards. So hey, it is what it is. Matter of fact, he transferred in last year, and he was with LSU last year. 532 yards, 6 touchdowns on 97 carries. All right. Against Arkansas last season, he had 18 carries for 118 yards. So it is what it is. Then they got Noah Kane and Armani Godwin. So, hey, we'll see what that running back room look like. Then the defense. I think the defense is going to be pretty good, even though they lost B.J. Ojulari and Ali Gay. Far as LSU defense, I found this little article which says LSU defense is in a good spot after a solid but not spectacular 2022 season under the new coaching staff. The unit brings back star power, especially with linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. for at least 2 more seasons, but there are some holes to fill, especially in the secondary and up front as B.J. Ojulari moved to the NFL. The return of dynamic defensive tackle Mason Smith, injured while celebrating during the 2022 opener, helps a line that lost both Ojulari and Ali Gay. Smith and Mekhi Wingo, a third-team AP All-Pro selection, who had 3 sacks and 6 tackles for loss, give the Tigers 2 interior stalwart, both with multiple years of eligibility left. Okay, then it talks about Savion Jones, who can see a bigger role. Arizona transfer, Gilroy. So, hey, it is what it is. Then you got a Texas transfer who had 13 sacks. So they address some needs on the offense. On the defense. So I think LSU can be pretty good. Do I think they can beat Alabama again 2 years in a row? I believe they coming to Bryant Denny? No, I really don't. This is what this says. Brian Kelly is an outstanding coach and arguably the best head coach Nick Saban will battle in any game next season, including the postseason. Kelly has an advantage of a top quarterback and a super talented group of receivers. He also has an exceptional athletes in defense, including maybe the best linebacker in college football, Harold Perkins Jr. I'm expecting a tough battle for the Tide and Bryant Denny crowd, providing the edge for the Alabama victory. Okay? I'm not expecting it to be tough. I think Alabama learned their lesson last season. I think, like I keep saying, Alabama defense is going to be much improved under Kevin Steele. You remember LSU, you won by 1 point in overtime against a Pete Golden defense. Okay? This defense is going to be better. I know we ain't got Bryce to work his heroics. But guess what? That's why Tommy Reese is going to slow the game down and keep daggone Jaden Daniels off the field. That's just the way I see it. All right, the third toughest game. The first toughest game is Texas in Tuscaloosa, Bryant Denny Stadium. All right, it says, I doubt the Longhorns in November will be better than LSU, but Steve Sarkisian will have a big advantage in early September, which that's when we play. I expect Alabama to be just fine at quarterback after the first few games. In game number 2, the Tide's unsettled quarterback situation, lacking game experience, and is a serious problem. If the Longhorns can slow the Crimson Tide rush attack, the game will be a nail-biter. I feel like we about to blow Texas up. We about to blow them out the water, okay? Texas lost their 2 big running backs, okay? Brockshawn Johnson, Bijan Robinson. They are gone. But they got 2 dynamic wide receivers. I keep pointing that out. And A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. Keep pointing that out. But how will the defense look? That's what I want to know. How will the defense look? According to this, Texas saw the improvement it hoped for on defense in 2022. The unit rose from 99th nationally in points allowed in 2021 to 27th, and from 102nd in yards per play allowed to 18th in 2022. The Longhorns held Alabama to 20 points. We know that. TCU to 17 points and shut out a shorthanded Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry game. Okay, fine and dandy. Also, it says The defense, Texas loses key contributors in the front seven, but should be able to build around junior edge rusher Barrel Sorrell, linebacker Jaden Ford, senior tackle Tavante Sweat, I guess, and others. Anyway, Ford earned first team All Big 12 honors in 2022 after leading Texas in tackles with 119, interceptions with 4, and 3 forced fumbles, while tying for second in tackles for loss with 10. Great defensive player, okay? But he's going to be going up against my Alabama Crimson Tide, all right? It also says he will be complimented by veterans such as senior Jet Bush and junior Maurice Blackwell Jr., and also emerging young players like freshman Anthony Hill. ESPN's top inside linebacker at number 16 overall recruit in the 2023 class. Well, he ain't going to be able to help you against my Alabama Crimson Tide. Okay? All right? So, it is what it is. As far as Texas running backs, they might have some issues, man. They young at the running back position. So, it is what it is. They got Keelan Robinson, a transfer from Alabama. They do have him. Maybe they can get him to put in some damn work. So, it is what it is. Steve Sarkisian going to have his work cut out for him. All right? They do got Jonathan Brooks returning. So, it is what it is, man. You got a freshman, Cedric Baxter, the number 30th, the 30th overall recruit in the country, I believe. ESPN 300 freshman. His last season in high school, he rushed for 13, right at 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns. So he might be pretty good. But those are the 3 toughest games that this reporter seemed to think. Texas A&M, who was it? Texas A&M, LSU, and Texas. All right, which my Alabama Crimson Tide gonna beat all of them. Gonna be victorious. I have no doubt about it. All right, let me know what y'all think about these teams. Will they, give Alabama a tough fight? Could either one of these 3 teams beat Alabama? Because some people say Alabama gonna lose 3 and 4 games, which I doubt it. We just don't do that. But anyway, that's all I got right now. So y'all take it easy and roll damn Tide.